Okay, so today we're going to start off with just a review of how an absolute value function, right, which is the V shape, how it can be an equation, which is going to be equal to, or where it intersects at this horizontal line. So you might remember that we have some absolute value function, and it's equal to, let's say, like 6. The answers are going to be where they intersect here. So like the two answers here for this particular one would be 1 and 5, the two x values, right? And depending if it's equal to 4 or some other number, right, it's always going to be whatever those two intersections are, right? So that's if they're equal to one another, right? So the next question is, well, what happens if they're less than or greater than? So look at inequalities, right? So in short, if you have one circumstance is that if it's, in this case, less than, you actually get a range of answers between 2 and 4. Instead of just being 2 and 4, we get an answer between 2 and 4. Okay? And if we had a greater than for this particular problem, right, it's actually going to be, well, one inequality right here, x less than or equal to 2, and another one, x greater than or equal to 4. So two different types of answers. One where they're kind of going away from each other right here, right? And the other is if they're connected right here. You might remember something like that before. Okay, we had like and or between statements with inequalities. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking at, going from just equal signs having two answers to having different ranges of answers. Okay, so on notes, okay. What we're going to do is just look at what are the two answers here. If it's just equals, and again, just follow it down. This would be -3, and this would be +1. Right? So for what values is of x is f of x greater than g of x? Now, f of x is the absolute value. G of x is just a straight line. So f of x, again, is the v shape, the absolute value shape. So it's basically asking, when is this v above the horizontal line? Greater than, right? That's what greater than means, above. So it'd be all this right in here, okay? So everything between all these x values right in here are all going to be above, right, the horizontal line. So that's everything from -3, right, to +1, and everything in between. That's what's going to be above the horizontal line. So think of, again, g of x. That's just the horizontal line, and when is it above? When is it below? Okay. So the opposite here for the part 2. When is the absolute value graph below the horizontal line? Okay. Well, that's all of this. All these over here. So any x value, right, that starts here and goes this direction, all of that is below. Okay, this is where it's actually going to be all below. Okay, so that starts at -3 right here, and it goes to the left. So we can say everything starting at -3 to the left, or everything starting at 1 and goes to the right. Okay, so that's how we get the two types of answers for greater than and less than. Okay, and it's similar but different for number 2. So let's look at that. Okay, so on this one, it's asking, okay, again, p of x is the absolute value. And it's asking, when is it greater than t of x, which is the horizontal line? So when is the graph here above, right, the horizontal line? That's all of this part right here. All of this is above this horizontal line. So anything from here and outward, right, here and outward, those x's are where the graph is above the horizontal line. So if we just look at this, going to be x equals 1. This one's x equals 4. So anytime x is less than or equal to 1, or anytime x is greater than or equal to 4, you can see it's going to be above, right? The absolute value is above. Now notice this was a greater than or equal to here, and I use equal to here as well. And back over here, this did not have an equal to, so none of these have equal to either. Okay, so now we have the other part. Well, when is this absolute value below? So that's below the horizontal line. So that's all of this right here. Everything right here, all these x values, everything between 1 and 4, that's when it's below the graph. So between, that'd be 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 4. Okay, that's how you can tell graphically. Think of the greater than less than is really above and below the horizontal line. When is the absolute value above the horizontal line, and when is it below? Okay. Alright, so let's do a few examples. Got to graph these first. So let's see here. We're going to have a vertex here is going to be 0, 0, because there's no number inside, there's no number being added outside, so it's just 0, 0. And the slope is going to be 4 over 1, so I'm going to go up 4 over 1. Do that a few times. Get a straight edge. Okay. And then we have 8. Okay, so that's going to be way up here. This is the horizontal line. Okay, so we can see the two values, x values, right here. So where are our two solutions? We got one here at, looks like -2, and the other down here is at +2. Right? So we want to know where is this absolute value function above the horizontal line, right? So that would be going up this way. All this right here and all this over here, right? This is all above the horizontal line. So anything starting at 2 and going this direction, right? Anything starting at -2 and going this direction. So one or those others. So we got x is going to be less than or equal to -2, or x is going to be greater than or equal to +2. Right? 'Cause that's where the graph starts being above. As soon as see all this is all like 1 or a half. This is all below the line. But as soon as we get to -2, right, and above, that's where the graph is above the line. Okay. Same thing here. Let's go ahead and graph this. We got a vertex of, this time it's going to be nothing inside here, so 0. But there's a +5 on the outside, so our vertex is at 0, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Now there's no slope here in the front, so we have to know that's a 1. Here we had a 4, and we made it 4 over 1, but if there's no number at all, it's by default 1 over 1. So we're going to go up 1 over 1 in both directions. Okay. And use a straight edge, connect those. And again, we're going to be, our horizontal, or answer here is going to be 8. So let's use a straight edge. There we go. Alright. So we want to know where is this absolute value below, right? Less than, right here, that's less than. So that means below this horizontal line. So this is the part right here. All this is below the horizontal line. So all the x's from here to here, right, all below the line. So this is going to be -3. This is going to be +3. Anything between -3 and +3, all of these x's here are all below. So we have any from -3 to +3, and everything in between. Remember, that's what this symbol means. All the numbers that are actually between -3 and 3. Alright, so let's go through and do a few more, get some practice here. Alright, so we got a vertex here, and this is at 0, 3. Right, so nothing on the inside, plus 3. So we're going to go up 3. And this time we have a negative in front, so it's going to be negative 1 over 1. So we're going to go down 1 over 1. Down 1 over 1. So we're going this way. Alright, and our horizontal line is at negative 1. So I'll just go down to negative 1 here. Alright, so we got our two x's where they intersect are going to be, looks like negative 1, 2, 3, and 4. So negative 4 and positive 4. Right? And so where is the red part? Where is it below the blue part? Right? We got red and blue. So, and less than means below. So it's going to be everything down this way. Okay? All this graph over here. So all the x's going this way out. Starting at 4 and going out this way, and starting at 4 and going up this way. And so we have x less than negative 4 or x greater than positive 4. Okay, do number 6. This time our vertex is at, just a little bigger. Help. There we go. Vertex is at 0, no, not 0. It's going to be negative 6, 0. Right? So remember, it's going to be the opposite direction here. What will make this whole value 0? That'd be negative 6. Negative 6 plus 6 would be 0. There's no number being added on the outside, so our vertex is at negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And once again, our slope is the same, negative 1 over 1. Alright, and our horizontal line here is going to be at negative 3, so let's go down 1, 2, and 3. And let's do this. Okay, so where is this red graph? Where is it above the blue? Right? So that's going to be, the red part is above the blue part, all of this. Right? Everything between these two numbers. That's where it's above the blue line. So we have a negative 9 here, and it looks like a positive 3 here. 3? 3, yeah, that's it. So anything between negative 9 and that's a negative 3. Yeah, negative 3. And all these x's right here are all between negative 9 and negative 3, and that's where this part of the absolute value graph is above the line, above our answer line. Alright, good. Let's keep on going. More practice. So we'll have a vertex at negative 4, 0. Okay, so opposite of this number, negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 0. Our slope is down 1, right, negative 1 over 2. So down 1, right 2. So this way. And this way. Okay. Our answer line is going to be negative 1. It'll be right about here. Crooked, try it again. There we go. We have intersections right here at, looks like -2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and -6, and less than. So where is the red below the blue? Okay, so the red is going to be below the blue down here. That's where the red goes below the blue line. So everything this direction, starting at -2, right? So x is going to be greater than -2, and everything this direction, right? That's less than -6. Make sure you put the word or in between. Okay. Keep going. Here we have a vertex at -1, right? Opposite of +1, -1. And that we do have a number on the outside, so it's going to be same number 2. -1, there's our vertex. +1/3, so that's going to go up 1, right 3. 1, 2, 3. Up 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. Straight edge. There we go. Okay. And our answer line, that -5. -5. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Halfway down. Now, as you can see, these don't intersect anywhere, right? So when is this red line right here, right? When is this below, like less than, right? It's supposed to be less than here. So when is this below the blue line? When is the red line below the blue line? It never is. So there's no solution. There's no answer. So no solution, so you want to use this notation, empty set. There is no way the red line is ever less than or below the blue line. All right, one more. Or two more, sorry. Okay, so let's graph here. We have a vertex is at +1, 0. 1, 0. Slope is 2, or 2/1. It's up to red. Up to right 1. Up to left 1. Okay, straight edge. And our answer line is at 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So two answers here. We're going to have answers at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, -2. And this is less than or below. So where is the red graph below the blue graph? Okay, so this is all right here. All of this is below the blue graph. So everything from right here to here. Everything from -2 to +4. Now I'm going to use an equal to here because there's an equal to in the original problem. So this has an equal to in it. So these will always match. If it's equal to up here, it'll be equal to down here. Okay, last one. Here we have a vertex at +4, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. With a slope of -1/1. Okay, so it's going down diagonal and straight edge. And our number line, answer line here at 7. Okay, so that's not it. That's right here. Now you can see here, if you drew everything correctly, it actually only intersects at this one place right here, right? At 4. So that's our answer, actually. There's only one answer. It's x equals 4. Where is it greater than or equal to? Well, the red line is never greater than. It's never above the line, right? But it is equal to it only at this one little number, at 4. At one little point, one little coordinate, it's actually equal to. Okay. Yeah, so if this didn't have the equal to, this would also be a no solution. So it's very important that equal to, because the red line, red graph is never actually above anywhere the blue graph, but it is actually equal to at one spot. So x equals 4 for there. Okay, so those are the notes. Go ahead and try the homework, and we'll go over the rest of it in class. Okay.